Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode 21 of Be With Me. And today's title is either this is the greatest way to live or it is not. We're going to look at a passage that you could probably go over every single day for the rest of your life and get the truth of it. In fact, I think that some of these meditations that we're going to do today will probably be doing the same thing in heaven. We're going to wake up in heaven and saying, Lord, you love me today just like you did yesterday? Let's have that be fresh in our mind every single day of heaven. Or I can be joyful in you today? ? It's like, yes, what a party. So let's look at this passage. There's three big things in this passage that are important. Number one is the Lord's love. Number two is the Lord's joy. And number three, it's his obedience. So just 4 verses today. This is from John chapter 15, verse 9. We're going to start with verse 9. As the Father has loved me, so I have loved you. Abide in my love. If you keep my commandments, you will abide in my love, just as I have kept my Father's commandments and abide in his love. These things I have spoken to you, that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be full. This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. So think about these truth statements that are just in these 4 verses, that God, Jesus, and the Father, I love you. It's almost like this spotlight that the Lord has, and we're supposed to stay in that spotlight of his love. Jesus is telling us, I stayed in the spotlight of my Father's love, and I want you to stay in the spotlight of my love. It's like this love transfer, Father to Jesus to us. And I think it's appropriate that we continue to have a fresh look at this on a regular basis. If this doesn't blow us away today, it probably should. And he speaks to us that our joy may be full. My joy may be in you. There's this transfer of this joy. So here's the call today. The bottom line is he wants us to love one another. Well, it's backed up by something. So if you're having trouble loving one another, the backup part of it is, the foundation of it is supposed to be that I have loved you first. So we're supposed to be abiding in the love. We're supposed to be staying connected, in the analogy of the last couple days, to the maple syrup that's in the veins of being connected to this branch. Abiding in my love, Jesus' love, abiding in the Father's love. So we've had this great example, if you will, that the Father is loving Jesus and Jesus is loving us. And because of that example, we're supposed to be able to transfer that. All right, I just want one little meditation on the commandments today. Jesus also gives us an example. It says here that Jesus, the Godhead of the Trinity, one of the Godhead of the Trinity, has kept the Father's commandments. Think about the humility that went into that, the kenosis of the coming down, the submitting to being a human, humbling himself. This is the creator of all, the guy that is holding it all together, and yet he says, I'm going to keep the Father's commandments as an example to you guys so that you keep my commandments. And then finally, this thing about joy, that your joy may be full, that my joy may be in you. So he's given us not only a love example and a commandment example, an obedience example, but he's given us a joy example. And here's the amazing thing about this. He is talking about joy, that my joy may be in you, and he is steps away from the Garden of Gethsemane. So they've left the Last Supper. Now they're heading towards the Garden of Gethsemane, and they're steps away from the Roman trials and the beatings and the scourgings and the mockings and the crucifixions. He steps away from that, hours away from crucifixion, and he's speaking about his joy. So here's the conclusions. Love. Okay. So the only way to love one another is the I have stuff. So we're supposed to be loving as he loves us. We're supposed to be abiding in his love, staying in the spotlight of his love in the first place. Stay connected to the maple syrup that's in his veins of love and joy and obedience. So here's the assessment for us today is if our love ain't too sweet, or our joy ain't too sweet, or our obedience ain't too good, there's probably a plumbing problem. So for those that aren't connected in the first place, that's called belief. Get connected to the branch. Or maybe that there's a clog in the pipeline. He talks about that earlier in John chapter 15. That's sin. That's pruning. That's working on the flow of it. And for many of us, if there's not a big connection problem, there's not a big sin problem. Well, then it's a flow problem, and it's a quantity problem. And if there's a problem with your quantity, it's probably because you don't have the as I part. As I love, as I obey, as I have joy. So either this is the greatest way to live in the spotlight of the Lord's love, in the spotlight of his joy, in the spotlight of his obedience, or it is not. We should be the most obedient, loving, and joyful people if this thing if this thing is true. So I'm amazed today. I'm amazed that I sit this morning in my non-quiet time chair in the spotlight of the Lord's love. I want to abide in the truth of today's passage every day while I'm here. And I think that the truths of this passage will be something that we will be abiding in for a long time. So my prayer for us, for me, for you, make this fresh to us today, Lord. Make the love and the joy and the commandment, help us to taste this, help us to smell it, and see it, and hear it today, and then, Lord willing, with your help to live it. I thank you for listening. I'll see you tomorrow.